Good morning, team. Happy weekend. This is the members weekend video. The email will also include the scan list. Um, my particular list I came up with because I've been adding. I haven't been cleaning the list up every week, so I've been adding to what I currently have. So I have a total of 496 socks in my list. I narrowed that down a little bit more for you guys to like just over 400, I think, because I took off some of the lower level stocks that are just rated, a little bit lower. But we've been getting some good scans, and it's good to see the field expanding as far as what industries are working and what stocks are working, and you can see it right here. I mean, this is a pretty strong, amazing trend, just higher lows. I mean, could this be the low? That's it. Like we put the low in already, and this is it. This was the low. I mean, we don't know. In hindsight, it's 2020, but this low right here has held. And look, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Even this gap down on this little barf day right here, we still had a higher low. We've been trending higher. So this is great. We hit that 13,000 number on Thursday, and then on Friday we took it and ended up a little bit above it. Volume wasn't great. Volume really wasn't great. It was a lot higher volume than down day, but that usually happens. But it wasn't like down here or something. Yeah, it was fair. But again, we've been going up. Now, as far as extended, the 21, we're at 5.9. We're at 5.9. We ended up on Thursday. And Thursday we were 4.3. We went higher to 5.9 extended. So usually between 6 to 6.5% is kind of getting a little bit extended. So it's kind of playing out to Monday. We know hopefully we'll have another higher day on Monday. The 200 keeps going a little bit lower, and eventually we'll reach it. And then maybe for turnaround Tuesday we have a nice little pullback. Maybe not as drastic as Thursday, but something enough where we kind of go sideways for a little bit, let the 21 catch up a little bit, get inside the 5 percentile range to not be so extended, and then continue higher. We need to clear the 200. We clear 200, we have clear skies ahead. So the 200 MA, the 200 MA, which is the moving average right here, if we clear this, there's a lot of empty space here, and the next level will be up here somewhere, which that's over 1,500 points away. That'll be pretty good. So market participation has been pretty good. Again, we look at it at our 15-minute. There are some gaps. There are some gaps. So this still kind of like worries me that eventually these things will get filled, but we shall see. Let's go to the cues. Same little thing here. This is a little gap right here. Somewhere back here. This is 6 points lower. Can we maybe turn around Tuesday? We're gonna kind of get this. It's a big drop, but this gap, this one got filled immediately that very next day, and then there's this huge gap right here, guys. This one still needs to get filled, and remember there was one down here somewhere in the 295 range. Let me see if I can pick it up. Yeah. Remember this one? Okay, I kept talking about this one. This one is still there. So we have this one here. We have this one here. And I think that was it. Yeah, we have this little one here. Up here. Now, if we ever fill this again, guys, that's a huge drop. That's a huge drop. You're going from 330 down to the 298 range. That's 35 points almost on the cues. That's a huge drop. So hopefully, this will be the one time that gaps don't get filled. Or maybe it'll take years. Maybe it'll take years for it to just to kind of come and get around. We shall see. Let me look at the S&P. Same thing, higher lows. Nice little shelf here. Took it. the 200 is coming up. So I would not be surprised that, you know, we don't just keep going higher. Obviously, I'm thinking we're gonna, bump our head here maybe on Monday, then have turnaround Tuesday, and then maybe come back around Wednesday, and meander for a little bit, and then eventually kind of like peek our head, and then that gets taken out, and then we go higher, and then this is the next level here. We cleared this one from the dull bottom. This is the dull bottom right here. This is the first one. This is the second one. So all-time highs are are getting closer and closer. So this could be our turnaround of getting back to new highs. Now today's format, I went over the market. I'm not gonna go through our scan list, but what I did was I'm not gonna go through the scan list, but what I did was I from Wednesday on I did not check my alerts because I wanted them to build up to kind of go through those as our weekend stocks to watch, because these would have been all stocks that we would have had trend alerts on already that triggered. So I want to have our crystal ball, go back in time and see, okay, they triggered, what will we have done, and how they're doing so far. So without further ado, this is back from 8.5 till yesterday. So let's go back in time. Here we go. This one broke out. And took off. So that would have been a good one. This is a trend line. Look at that. Trend line break above 100. You're up 5 points. So MBIX, this is one that I gave you guys. Trend line is there. ATI. Look at that. Well, this would have been nice back here, but even here, you probably would have got to stop down realistically here. You can kind of get back on top of it here. Even if you got it at 30, you're still up a little bit. AXL, wow, look at this, right? Right at 910, 915 around there. You're up nicely on this one, AXL. This is a nice breakout. This was NVIDIA. I have my NVIDIA alerts. Let me take this off here. I have my NVIDIA alerts to kind of keep track on how it's going. Again, NVIDIA went from 140 guys to 187. That's kind of, it's low. That's a nice move. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So the next level is that 196, 200 range up here. We get above 200 in NVIDIA, then we could easily, see 230, 235 around there. Let's keep going. PBR has been a real good one. This is a breakout alert that the software gave me. Go give me a breakdown. That was an alert or a breakdown where it went from 45 almost to like 40. So that's why you have stops. We made some good money on the way up here, and then even this trend line right here when it alerted that it went back from 40, I would say 44 to 46. Then it quickly broke down and said 45. That was a stop out, and then that's why you have stop outs. First, it broke the breakout of the 45 number here on this line. Then it broke the 21. Then decisive close below the 50. That's definitely 100% stop out. 10. I'm currently in 10. I picked up 10. Did not pick it up back here when this is gonna base form, but I picked it up somewhere around here, and I'm currently in 10, up nicely on that. I gave you guys that alert on, I think, on Friday. You see, this one, wow. We've had some nice moves. Look at this one. Wow, from let's say 225 to 256. That's a 25-point move on ADP. PCAR. Nice little base right here. There's another one that was back here, back in July, even closer here. I say you take this one at 31 or so, you're up nicely. Another one's breaking out. There was a lot of breakouts. There's a lot of breakouts that I got alerted on. Look at this. How beautiful is that? Let me take this off here. Let's say you take it here at 336. Let's say you're in 345. Take this one. Let me clean this up. This would have been, a little cleaner one. Because this one would never have gotten you out. You take it here at 343, 344, around there. Got you at 385. I mean, I've given you this one, SNPS, before. I've traded this one before. Somewhere back here, kind of chopped me up a little bit. Didn't really make any money on this. But even here, if you were to take this little base breakout here at 330, you really wouldn't ever gotten stopped out. THS, I've had this one, this little breakout right here. I took this trade. This is one I took. I think I learned it on this one as well, on THS. That worked out nice. That's what's worked out nicely. HCA, this is another one that I had. Look at this. I had this trend line here, back here, and 67 around there. And then again, on this gap up, we picked it up at the beginning of the day. This is a medical equipment, top 10 group. Let me just show you also XBI. XBI has been doing great. I'm currently in XBI. I gave you guys XBI. I took it, I added to it again, back here again. This little shelf above the 200. Okay, so this is kind of working. It went from the 80s here. It was forming this little base here, from the 80s to like now we're in the 90s. So now maybe we form a nice little base in the 90s here, and then we get to the 100 play, and then we revert back, and then we take off. So we shall see. But I'm in XBI. I've been pounding XBI to you guys for a long time, for a couple of weeks now. So there's no reason why some of you guys, we should have had some exposure to XBI at some point in the last couple of weeks and made some money on it. Datadog came into the alert here, but it kind of didn't really do anything. And that would have been a kind of failed breakout. It's still going sideways here in this little shelf here, so still not something that's actionable. This was a nice breakout here at the 110 range. Another breakout here. Another breakout. There's a lot of breakouts. It's a lot of breakouts I'm getting. See, I added to a breakout today. This is so the alerts are either going to be my trend line got triggered, or there's an actual breakout from a base that occurred. In this particular case, this one here, you guys can see this little base here, right? Let me clean this up. You can see here, the 200 is here, so you can see this little shelf here, right? This is like very apparent. So you have this little cup, little deeper cup that I would want to. This is kind of a little bit too deep, and obviously, the early entry would have been somewhere right here where you have this base here building from the cup, and you have the early cheat entry coming out of the cup. You don't want to chase when it's extended here, but then what does it do? What I always tell you guys. When something is extended, wait for it to pull back, wait for it to consolidate, then you buy it. You've seen this, me tell you about this before, where you have the base, and then it's extended, it goes higher, wait for it to pull back, let it go sideways for a little bit, consolidate, build a little shelf, and then it takes off. Here we go. It's extended. Let me clean this up. So this is perfect right here. This is way extended. This is like way too much, right? This is like, look at this, parabolic. Then what do I tell you? Wait for it to go sideways. Let it digest this move. Let it digest this move. Once it does, then you get in right here. Okay? This is perfect trading. The same scenario here. This right here went up a little bit, went sideways. This one didn't work. What happens? You short it. You go the other way. So you go sideways, it breaks the shelf. Then you have a nice short. You go up, you have the shelf, it breaks the shelf to the top side, then you go long. Same thing. It's broken to the downside. This little shelf right here, broken to the top side. So again, this right here, this is how you would trade this. You don't chase extended stocks. You wait for them to kind of build the base again and build a little shelf. Look at this little shelf right here. That would have been the entry. And then I had this trend line here. This it kind of picked its head. It didn't really do anything. So this will be one that it didn't work. This is in the same field as Go, and we're going down. So this industry is kind of losing favor. So this little shelf kind of going sideways, kind of picked its head, triggered my alert. Did not take this at all. This is a very volatile stock. So this little shelf right here, I'm going if I was gonna bet anything, I'm gonna say this shelf right here. Let me clean this up. This little base is gonna break to the downside. So what would I do? I will wait for a 49 80 price. I break below the 21, and if I have a trigger, I will short it right here. And then where's my stop? Like 50, 50, something like that. That would be the short here. Okay, another one. Look at this. Wow. This would have been the early cheat entry somewhere right here. Let's say you take this one right here at 43, 44. You're at 59. Again, parabolic. You don't want to chase this. What do? We wait for this to kind of go sideways for a little bit, okay? Let's go sideways for a little bit, then you get in here, okay? But you gotta see it go sideways. Let this move here get digested, then you go sideways. This would have been a nice one here. This little base right here, that would have been the entry. So you gotta catch these here. That would have been the entry. This one, my alert got hit, and then you just vomited. Bio. That's weird because XP has been doing really good. But again, even if you take this entry, well, you get stopped out immediately because it came inside, back inside the line. So above the line is good, below the line is bad. You broke out, let's say you take it, immediately you get stopped out, you're down like 0.25%. I mean, it's like nothing. And you take your shot, especially when you break to 21 and the 50. I mean, you don't stick around for this drop. You get out immediately right there. Okay, this is building a nice little base here. It's trying to, it alerted me on the breakout here of the trend line, but it's doing its thing. It's kind of trending higher, so this could be a viable play here. That was a nice breakout right there. That right there alerted me. Boom. 12 points on Friday. This was a nice breakout. Right there. Even again, right there. You guys see this, right? Right there. Give me the alert. On the SPY, my trend line. So it broke this little shelf here, and we held it. This is nice. Back in 18 here, or even 20. This is kind of building a side base. It's a bank. This is nice. Wow. Pick up that 170. Again, I haven't seen this before, so I'm looking at it for the first time, together here. And this is a little bit too volatile. Same thing, too much going on. This was a nice one here. I had this trend line alert. So you pick it up at 13. You're up nicely on the day. So from this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that was the alert on Wednesday. So you pick it up on Wednesday. That's in a cup here. But then let's hit a base. Even if you take the cup break out. This was it alerted. It's a bit of a volatile, but that you're buying a 61. Let's say you're at 63 and a half. I probably would have taken this one because the 200 is right there. But again, this can go sideways for a little bit. This is nice. Just going sideways. Not really doing anything. The Qs, I gotta learn the Qs. Yep, right there. This was an old darling back when it was in the 60s and 70s up here, and this is just been nothing. But I want to see here. I mean, this went from 17 to 20 to 22 this last month. But again, it's just the bottom fishing. I wouldn't trade this. EQ going sideways. This was a nice breakout right here. Or even here at 37. Look at this. I mentioned on, guys. I told you on Friday. I was acting very strong, up 7% in the day. Semis are coming back. That means that's good for the market because those are growth stocks. And when growth stocks are performing, the market it's gonna have more legs to rally. No, pick this head here. That would have been an entry, and you still would have been good. Not bad. Again, these are all from stocks that you guys have that I'm giving you in the lists and we've gone over. Or just kind of doing this thing. Just breaking out, we didn't do anything. CLH, CLH. I mean, there's a gap up on earnings, so you probably wouldn't have traded this. It's just really volatile. The trend line was right here. That would have been an entry right here in the mid 90s. Look where you're at. It's a breakout. This would have been back here at the entry. You see that, right? You definitely don't buy here. You do not buy this. Okay, this is way too extended. Let this settle back down again. Go sideways for a little bit. I mean, just these are all like breakouts from beginning of August. Just a little bit too choppy. Too choppy. There's a nice little base here. Cup with a handle, a cup within a handle of a cup. MTBR oil. Oil's coming back down again to 40. It used to be a top-rated industry. So again, as you can see, I would say 90%. 90% of the alerts are still profitable. So when we go through the motion, guys, of when we go through the work and putting alerts in a basis and a breakouts and they trigger, jump on them because I mean I would say at least 80% of the ones that we go through the trigger, they actually realize into profitable transactions. So put the work in. Go through the list today. Go through the list this weekend. 400 stocks. That's fine. Go through it. Put your alerts on and put the work in and see if they trigger. They take a shot. You don't have to go in with a full position. Let's say a full position for you is 10% or 12% holding. You can go in with a quarter position, 3, 4, 5% position, and just kind of like get your feet wet. And if they gain some traction, then you keep adding exposure. Have your stops, raise your stops, and then if you have a 3, 4, 5, 6% gain in a couple of days, take a little bit of profit, take a quarter off, raise your stops, and then if they continue to go higher and they build a base, and you add to it and so forth. Okay, but get some exposure. The market might go sideways for a little bit here in August. But there's an expectation for maybe late September, October, November, to go higher again, and the Fed to stop the rate hikes to the end of the year. So that could trigger a nice little rally. All right, be good. Put the work in. I'll talk to you guys during the week.